So say his name! George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd! Say
Around 200 Black Lives Matter protesters gathered outside this Minneapolis courthouse.
Who killed him?
They were determined to have their voices heard as the 4 former police officers that had been charged with killing George Floyd returned to court. The protest included a silent die-in. For the first time, all 4 former police officers were present in the court. That included Derek Chauvin. The officer filmed kneeling on Floyd's neck for almost 9 minutes. Ahead of the pre-trial hearing, Chauvin's attorneys filed a motion to have the murder and manslaughter charges against their client dropped. It follows similar motions to dismiss the claims by attorneys for the 3 other officers charged with aiding and abetting second-degree murder and manslaughter. Although the judge delayed a decision on those motions, protesters here say if that happens, further mayhem will follow.
If they do drop those charges, these streets will be full and some things will be burning. It's just going to happen. The people are fed up.
The motion to dismiss the charges comes as defense attorneys argued that Floyd contributed to his own death by overdosing on drugs. That has angered Floyd's family and legal team.
We just sat through a very emotional hearing where people tried to kill George Floyd a second time. The only overdose that killed George Floyd was an overdose of excessive force and racism by the Minneapolis Police Department.
George should be alive. He didn't die of natural causes. He died because of a knee being on his neck.
Hennepin County District Judge Peter Cahill also delayed a decision on whether to try the case together or separately. Attorneys for the 4 former officers want separate trials, and for those trials to take place outside of Minneapolis. There was then a wild turn as one of the police officers, Thomas Lane, walked with his attorney through the Black Lives Matter protesters. The protesters were quick to show their feelings. The protests here underline the emotions still raw following the death of George Floyd. A first trial date has been scheduled for March of next year, but there could be further twists in the process before then. Dan Williams for CGTN, Minneapolis.